That was a terrible clap. What is wrong with me? Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all of my patrons. My name's Neil, and today we are watching This is Spinal Tap. This is another one of those movies that I am vaguely familiar with, but have never seen the whole damn thing. I, like anyone of my generation, knows some of the classic jokes. I know this goes to 11. I know there's a tiny Stonehenge, I think. I know that it's supposed to be frickin' hilarious. And I know it may be one of the very first mockumentary films, which kind of launched the whole genre. Now, I'm not positive that it's the first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of any that came before 1984, which is when this came out. So I'm excited to jump into it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fast and have some energy. I think there's going to be dumb groaners of jokes, and I think there's going to be moments of high hilarity. And I hope I'm not going in with too high expectations. But yes, this is another winner of one of my Patreon polls. If you'd like to have a say in what movie I watch next, by all means, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/NeilTalks. You can get early access to my reactions. You can see full-length reactions, and yes, you can vote on my movie polls. It's also the best way to support the channel so that I can continue to put out content like this every single day of the week, which is what I strive to do. Now, the only note, it's past 9 o'clock on a Saturday evening, guys, and there's a party next door. There's some nice drum, bass, beats. We may be picking them up on the mic, maybe we're not. I'll certainly power through. It won't bother me. I hope it doesn't bother you. Let's jump into it, guys. This is Spinal Tap.
Hello, my name is Marty DiBergi. I'm a filmmaker. I remember being knocked out by their exuberance, their raw power, and their punctuality.
Their punctuality.
That band was Britain's now legendary Spinal Tap. 17 years and 15 albums later, Spinal Tap is still going strong. I wanted to capture the sights, the sounds, the smells of a hard-working rock band on the road.
You don't want the smells of a hard-working rock band.
But hey, enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie.
Let's boogie? This is Spinal Tap. Was that Rob Reiner? Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of the group.
We could go back to the originals about what's the point.
We became the Thamesmen at that point.
Stop wasting my time. Your first drummer was
The Beeper.
John Stumpy Pepys. Good drummer,
Good
yeah, fine.
That's Chuck McGill. That's
died.
Chuck freaking
He died in a
McGill.
bizarre gardening accident some years back.
A bizarre
One of those
gardening
things that
accident.
was,
Well, they can't prove whose vomit it was. They don't have facilities in Scotland
There's no way
Yard
of
to
you
print.
can't
spectrum and
really
photographing.
dust for vomit.
That's Fran Drescher. I'll know that voice anywhere. Why are there mimes serving? Why are there mimes serving food?
I did the bird. Do the dead bird. Changes, get the dwarf cannolis, the little ones. Okay, I did the bird. Come on, don't talk back, huh?
Is that Billy
Mime is funny.
Crystal?
Let's go.
What
Come
the
on,
heck?
boys.
Is like everybody in this?
And so say all of us, tap into America.
Frank's walking down Broadway by himself.
Oh.
Fucking limeys. When you've loved and lost the way Frank has, then you know what life's about. This is a fad.
They've been going 17 years and it's rock and roll, but it's a fad. Ooh, the double bass. This is like the range Michael McKean. Just the fact that this is him, and so is Chuck McGill. Wow. I do remember him having an awesome karaoke scene in Better Call Saul, though.
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality and bad poetry.
Well, that's nitpicking, isn't it?
What day did the Lord create Spinal Tap, and couldn't he have rested on that day too?
That one. Good one.
I love the fact that they invested in like album covers for 15 albums or whatever. That's hilarious.
But what about the album, Ian?
Well, that's the real
Beginning to
problem.
be a refrain,
There's no way to promote something that doesn't exist.
So,
the other
what?
thing is that the Boston gig has been cancelled.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it though. It's not a big college town.
Not a big college town. Just the biggest college town in all of America.
They don't like
Well,
the
that's
cover.
certainly straight.
They find it very offensive and very sexist.
Well, you should have
Listen
seen
to
the
me.
cover they wanted to do.
I don't care
What's
what
the
they
club,
want.
believe me.
See, now this is
But it's really not that offensive, Sir Dennis. Come on.
Change the cover.
I'll call you absolutely first thing in the morning.
No big deal.
But what's wrong with being sexy? I mean, there's no
Sexist.
You know, if we were serious and we said, yes, she should be forced to smell the glove, then we'd have a point, you know. But
Do they all have cold sores?
Do you remember the first song that you guys ever wrote together?
all the way home, probably.
If she's not on the 519, then I'm gonna know what sorrow means, and I'm gonna cry, cry, cry all the way home, all the way home, all the way home, all the way home, all the way home.
We've got, you know, armadillos in our trousers. I mean, it's really quite frightening, the size.
Yeah.
And they run screaming.
I want large bread so that I can put this,
Right.
so then it's like this. But this doesn't work because then it's all... Really, it does
Well, it won't
disturb
happen
me,
again.
but I
It's
rise
disgusting.
above it. I'm a professional,
You're right.
So I wonder who actually wrote these songs, because they sound like real songs of the time. That was a serious armadillo. Is he stuck? He's stuck.
Just listen for a minute. The sustain, listen to it.
I'm not hearing anything.
The stain?
You would, though, if it were playing. It's famous for its sustain. I mean, you can just hold it.
Well, I mean, so you'd have to
It's a stain.
You can go there and have a bite. No, you'll still be hearing that one.
Yeah.
The numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board.
Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? It's not 10.
It's
you see,
one louder.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
He's going to 11.
Uh-oh, look out, here they come. There you go.
Big place.
Oh, it's
Big place. You sold
What's
it
that,
out.
20,000 seats?
is that Howard Hessman? Is that his name?
How are you,
WKRP?
mate?
In Cincinnati.
That's all right. I mean, if the singer's the victim, it's different. It's not
He did a
sexy.
twist on it.
He did.
Twist.
Stupid
Such a
cover.
fine line between stupid and
Clever.
yeah,
It's just
clever.
like
Such a fine
I got a
line.
small piece of bad news. We're cancelled. The gig is cancelled.
Does this mean the popularity of the group is waning?
Oh, no. No,
Of course not.
at all. I just think that that their appeal is becoming more selective.
They had a couple of nice-sized hits. They're currently residing in the Where Are They Now file. Johnny Q with you on Golden 106, and right after we drop
You.
They're on the oldies channel station.
Heartbreak Hotel. Do it with the harmony parts. Alright. Well, since my baby. The same key though, I think. Well, since my baby left me.
I keep waiting for them to become heavy metal, but I'm realizing like every 5 years they're just like whatever the flavor of the time is.
Tragic, really. He exploded on stage.
Just like that.
Oof.
He just was like a flash
Kaboom.
of green light.
Whoa. Nigel doesn't like the girlfriend.
Smell the glove is here.
What do you think?
This is just a black album.
No, this is it.
It's great. It's what Metallica did.
Well, son, I wouldn't feel so bad.
It's like a black mirror.
So bad.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think it looks like death. So black. It's like, how much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None. Is that good?
None more black. What? Is this pre-music video? Is this a music video? Or are we on stage? Coming out of the chrysalises? What's up with the tiny guitar? Is Derek stuck in his? Bring out the blowtorch. Again, why with the tiny guitar? Oh.
You know, it's so strange because Nigel and Janine are so similar in so many ways, but they just can't. They don't dislike each other at all, and there's great love between the two of them.
They do. This band is not long for the world.
It's pretty. Yeah, I like it. Very delicate. In D minor, which I always find is really the saddest of all keys. Really, I don't know why. I'm really influenced by Mozart and Bach, and it's sort of in between though. It's like a Mach piece, really.
What do you call this?
Well, this piece is called "Lick My Love Pump."
What do you have in your pants?
Do you have any artificial plates or limbs?
Not really, no.
Not really.
Would you,
Wrapped in tinfoil. What I can't figure out is whether these guys might actually be playing. Like, the musical bits. There's certainly moments where they're either doing an incredibly good job of playing air guitar, basically, or it just looks really, really good, or they're actually doing it.
Oh, what's going on here? Hi.
Oh,
Hi, guys. Artie Puffkin, Polymer Records. Nice to see you. And where is David? David.
Oh no. Nobody wants their album signed. Man, remember when albums sold for $5.99? I don't.
Kick this ass for a man, that's all. Kick my ass. No. Enjoy. Come on. I'm not asking, I'm telling with this. Kick my ass.
Artie Puffkin.
Off the road. Let's go then.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
It's not an exit. We don't want an exit. Well, that's true.
Oh, this way.
Yeah.
Are they lost?
Wait, this looks familiar though.
They are lost in the theater.
There's a little jog there, about 30 feet. Jog to the left.
We don't have time for that.
Go straight ahead. Go straight ahead. Turn right the next two corners.
No, there's a slight jog.
Rock and roll. Here we go. Hello, Cleveland.
How long are they gonna go with this bit? They're back.
Made a long time.
Janine's been working on these very hard. These are a new
Got
direction.
a new idea for a new
The
presentation.
stage look of the band. This is Nigel. He's Capricorn. Sort of a goat look.
Giving you a little beer.
Is this a show?
This is mine would look better in Dublin if it was done in Dublin. David, Stonehenge. Best production value we've ever had on stage.
But we haven't got the equipment. And this is it.
I mean, look.
Consider it done.
Like, they really found the right level of it being bad music, but professional music, if you know what I mean.
Well, when you build the actual piece.
But this is what you asked for, isn't it?
What?
Well, this is the piece.
This is the piece?
Because he said 14 inches, not 14 feet.
Fuck the napkin!
So they're going ahead with it.
The little children of Stonehenge.
The little wooden, the little stone pie. Is this the first they've seen of it? How are they going ahead with this? Oh my god. Oh my god. They had no idea. What?
I really think you're just making a much too big a thing out of it.
Making a big thing out of it would have been a good idea.
I am not managing it with you or any other woman, especially one who dresses like an Australian's nightmare. So fuck you, and fuck all of you, because I quit, all right? That's it. Good night.
Well, goodbye, Ian. Well, this won't go well.
We're gonna do Stonehenge tomorrow.
No, we're not gonna fucking do Stonehenge.
Derek.
We feel like children, much of the time, even when we're playing. We're closer than brothers.
Does Nigel love David?
Why don't you play this alone without some fucking angel hanging over your head? You know what I mean?
It's like fire and ice, basically. You see, I feel my role in the band is to be kind of in the middle of that, kind of like lukewarm water, in a sense.
Why are we going to an Air Force base?
Because the original gig fell through.
So they're playing at an Air Force base?
You are Spinal Tap?
I'm Janine.
Tarp?
This is Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap, my mistake. I'm Lieutenant
Is
Bob
that
Hookstrat. Welcome to Lindbergh
Fred
Air
Willard?
Force Base.
No. His wireless pickup picked up military frequencies.
37 people have been in this band over the years.
37
I mean, it's like,
people.
6 months from now, I can't see myself missing Nigel anymore. Well, I'm sure I'd feel much worse if I weren't under such heavy sedation, but still in all, I mean, you've got to be realistic about it.
Dreamland Amusement Park.
Oh, no.
Right.
Puppet Show and Spinal Tap. These venues. Oh, I love it. Oh, she's on stage now, too.
A rock musical based on the life of Jack the Ripper,
Yeah,
right?
Saucy Jack.
Saucy Jack.
Saucy
Now's
Jack.
the time to do
You're
that.
a naughty one. Saucy Jack.
People should be envying us, you know.
I envy us.
Yeah,
I do.
me too.
I envy us. Oh. I'm going to assume
see the
he's
show.
welcome back.
Yeah. I bumped into Ian and
Ian.
seems that Sex Farm is on the charts in Japan. Do a good show, all right? Yeah, okay.
Like some proper drama going on here for a moment. Mostly between a bunch of idiots, but but they love the music. Yeah, they want him in. new drummer in Japan. I love it. I like that transition. Ian's back too.
It's more like going to a national park or something, and there's, you know, they preserve the moose, and that's my childhood up there on stage, is that moose, you know. And
so when you're playing, you feel like a preserved moose on stage.
Yeah. Shorter works of Washington Irving, read by someone called Dr. J.
Oh, that's Julius Irving.
Julius Irving.
Oh, Julius Irving.
There you go. Yeah,
the basketball player.
with it.
Dennis Eaton Hogg, the president of Polymer Records, was recently knighted.
Oh, I missed Paul Schaefer. I didn't
surrounding his knighting.
recognize him.
David St. Huggins. I must.
They
admit,
all
I've
wrote
never
the
heard
music and
anybody with
lyrics
that name.
too. That's all amazing.
Well, he was the patron saint of quality footwear.
To some of the rubbish we did early on, it was stupid.
Yeah.
You know, now, I mean, a song like Sex Bomb, we're taking a sophisticated view of the idea of sex, you know, and music.
Putting it on a farm.
Yeah.
Have a good time all the time.
If you were to have something written as your
That was frickin' Dana Carvey, the mime waiter.
Here lies.
That's
David
hilarious.
St. Huggins.
Man, what a cast. I love it. Paul Schaefer was Artie Fufkin. Oh my god. I didn't recognize him with hair.
If you could not play rock and roll, what would you do?
I'd be a full-time dreamer. I suppose I could work in a shop of some kind, or you know,
A salesman, you
a
think?
salesman, like maybe in a haberdasher, or maybe like a chapeau shop or something. You know, like, what size do you wear, sir? And then you answer me.
7 1/4.
I think we have that. Something like that. I think I could do.
Yeah?
You think you'd be happy doing
No,
that?
we're all out. Do you wear black?
Do you think you'd be happy doing that?
Well, I don't know. What are the hours?
All right. So what I gleaned from those credits, I apologize that I'm a little tired, guys. It's been a long, physically active day. I'm achy and sore, and as I said earlier, it's late. So I'm sure there were a couple of little sleepy moments in there, but I really enjoyed it. What I gleaned from the credits is basically 4 buddies. Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, and Rob Reiner. They wrote it. They performed it. They wrote the music. They performed the music. This was their baby from start to finish. I love it. Movies like that, they're passion projects. Not often, especially these days, do movies like that get made that reach a large audience. I mean, that's the indie ethos, you know, and yet, you know, this is a film that's got cult status and has been around for 40 years and everybody has heard of. I think that's awesome. I'm really curious how much of it was scripted and how much of it was ad-libbed, because it really feels like big sections of it could be ad-libbed, and that always just sort of adds to my admiration of a project, because I'm of two minds of this. A good script is a really well-crafted piece of art, but it isn't literature. It's just a blueprint. And yet, I question an actor's instinct if I question an actor if their first instinct is to change the lines that they are given. Those lines have been thought out. Those lines are intentional, and maybe there's a way to improve them. Sure, but I think too often we hear in the making ofs and the behind the scenes that that there was a ton of ad-libbing, and I think that's really disrespectful to the writers of television and the movies. On the other hand, I have shot a couple of comedy films. And then I think ad-libbing is vital. Often when you shoot a scene in comedy, sometimes you just don't know whether the joke is going to hit. It may be funny on the page, but for whatever reason, it might just not work in the scene. So what are often done in comedy films is you will shoot alternates. You'll shoot versions of the lyrics. You'll ad-lib punchlines, and you'll have a ton of versions in the can, filmed and recorded, and it may not be until editing or when you do screenings for test audiences that you finally decide which version of the scene to include because of which joke you want to finish on. And a lot of those options, those alternatives, those are all ad-lib. Those are dreamed up by the performers in the heat of the minute. And I think that's really cool and a sign of comedic genius. Not everyone can do it, especially when there's a crew of 150 people surrounding you, filming you. Under that sort of circumstance, you're not necessarily feeling funny, but if you can come up with amazing new options for scenes like that, I'm all for it. And I get a sense that a lot of this movie was ad-libbed in that sense. I'm blown away by how much music was in it. Obviously, it's a mockumentary about a band, but the fact that they just made so much of the comedy was in the songs themselves, the lyrics. Like, I know I didn't catch all the lyrics. I know I didn't, but so many of the lyrics that I did catch were hilarious. These songs are just so sophomoric and sexist and misogynist and all the rest of it, but these guys are such well-intentioned dimwits that you almost forgive them. It's they're just stuck in their adolescence. They never grew up. It's also amazing how much different a film that's not even 40 years old, but almost 40 years old, is from today. There were some like serious dramatic beats in there, and the comedy is there, but it's subtle at those moments, and those scenes are allowed to play out. And let's face it, it's also a short movie, so maybe they had to include these drawn out scenes a bit to make the movie long enough for screening purposes. I don't know. But I had a bunch of fun. I spent the first 20 minutes of this movie just sort of blown away by the fact that Chuck McGill is the lead singer for Spinal Tap. I did not know he was capable of that. I'm really, really impressed. So cool. Anyway, this isn't the type of movie that requires a ton of like in-depth analysis or questioning. This is just a fun movie. I had a blast watching it. Thank you guys for all of you who voted on it. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.